Good morning, everyone. So this was a highly requested video. I am going to be sharing with you what I eat in a day. I'm just going to take you along throughout my day, showing you some meal prep, some recipes, and some grocery shopping. But just a couple of things before we get started though. One is that I am not a dietitian. I am not a nutritionist. I do have some knowledge of nutrition. We took a few courses in pharmacy school, but I am definitely no expert, but this is simply to show you kind of what I've been eating lately and how I've been eating. I'm following a plan sort of laid out by my trainer in terms of how many calories and the macronutrient breakdown that I am following to complement the amount of work that I'm doing at the gym, weightlifting, and being on a program of building muscle. So I'm not really here to try to get like skinnier or to lose weight or anything else. I am just eating in accordance that can help me maintain energy, feel better. So the way I'm eating is meant to support these goals. So in today's video, I just want to focus more on things like recipes, groceries that I buy, and just the type of foods that I'm eating. So hopefully it gives you some fun ideas, some meal ideas, some inspiration. But in terms of copy and pasting my diet and my macros to your life, it's really gonna be something that's totally individual to you. So if you have questions about that, I would seek out the help of a professional dietitian or nutritionist to help you support your goals with that. So with all that said out of the way, I'm gonna make some breakfast. So breakfast has been a bit delayed this morning because I had a recording of the Sustain This podcast with my friends Alyssa and Sina. If you guys want to check it out, I will leave it linked right here. It's super good. But because of the time difference, we meet up on Mondays at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. to batch record our episodes. And because I'm not an early riser, I'm up like 10-15 minutes before and off I go. Typically, I do like to have breakfast pretty much within the first hour of waking up. So right now I am very hungry, so it's time to eat. And I'm going to Costco this morning. Definitely do not do that on an empty stomach. It's just a recipe for disaster. So for breakfast, I had a little time this morning since this was my day off to create content and not go to work. And this is a breakfast that's fairly new to me. All the components are very similar, but I just added different elements, like instead of having toast, I've swapped in this tortilla, things like that. So I will just start off by frying 2 large eggs with a half a cup to 2/3 of a cup of egg whites. Then I like to throw in some cheese. Today I'm using medium cheddar, about 1 ounce of it shredded, because I want this tortilla burrito egg wrap to stick together, and cheese just makes everything better. So I fry it up, do my best to crisp it up and flip it into this situation that's going on here. And I decided to have a banana, but other times I'll have things like berries, apples, whatever fruit we have. And then I add about 2 ounces of kimchi on the side because I am just obsessed with kimchi right now for a little bit of extra fiber, crunch, and spice. And this turned out pretty good. I think this is going to be one of my new breakfasts. It's also really easy to make. It was really fast and easy to wrap up and take to work with me too. So we love a good high protein on the go breakfast. So I think this is as good a time as any to thank the sponsor of today's video, AG1. If you've never heard of them before, AG1 is a science-driven formulation of 75 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and superfoods, all packed into one daily serving to help support your daily nutritional needs and gut health. I've been drinking AG1 every single day for 2 years now, and I really like that it's just all about simplicity. I know I'm getting everything I need without having to take a pharmacy's worth of supplements to get the same benefits, and not to mention that it skips the clutter of all those pill bottles in the cupboard. I feel like since I've been taking it, I've noticed a lot more mental clarity in the morning especially. I also notice things like my skin is clearer, my nails grow a lot faster, or so my nail tech says. And, well, let's just say that she's a regular queen. So if you've been curious about trying AG1 for yourself and simplifying your daily health routine, you can head on over to the link in the description below to get a free 1-year supply of their vitamin D3K2 drops, plus 5 of these super handy travel packs with your first purchase. Your support of the brands that you see on this channel supports me so I can keep making these videos. It means a lot. Thanks AG1, and thank you. Okay, let's get back into the video. So yesterday I vlogged that I went to the grocery store just to pick up a few things. I prefer getting things like produce, seasonal produce from the grocery store, because at Costco, you know, it's like, I'm not gonna go through a bag of 25 lemons, that type of thing. We typically do Costco about once a month, maybe twice a month, to replenish things like yogurt, cottage cheese, that type of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go this morning before it gets too busy, and then I'll show you what I got. Just got back from Costco. I had some difficulty lugging all this stuff back up. That's always a challenge when you do the Costco haul and you live in a condo. I'm gonna show you what I got, and then I'm gonna put everything away. And also, it's time to make a snack. Because actually, you know what? It's time for lunch, really. I'm gonna make lunch because I want something like real. All right, let's do it. I would say this is a very typical Costco haul for us, starting with chicken breast and boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Oh my gosh, construction, hold on. Greek yogurt is high in protein. You just add fruit, honey, things like that to it. You can substitute it for sour cream to sneak in some protein. So we always buy at least 2 large packages of eggs. We go through them so quickly. Same with egg whites. These freeze really well, so you don't have to worry about going through them super quick. Jeff loves these blueberries. I like them in cottage cheese. Roasted chicken, it's always a good price. Peppers, cucumber, spinach. These protein bars, okay, they have a good ingredient list and a good carbohydrate to protein ratio. A lot of protein bars are basically like candy bars, chocolate bars. They're covered in chocolate and they have all sorts of extra sugar and nonsense. So we choose these because of that ratio. These are the oats we like. Jeff eats oats every morning. The 2% cottage cheese. I love mixing this with peaches, with blueberries, with honey. Just a really good snack. These Baby Bells, I usually eat 2 at a time. So that's 10 grams of protein in one little teeny tiny snack, which I like. Cherry tomatoes, love these. Coconut water. This was a request from Jeff today. He's a water snob. He's into the bubbly water, so that's for him. So in terms of how I track my macros, the main thing that I'm focusing on is reaching my calorie goal for the day and my protein goal. I'm not super fussed on hitting my fat and my carbohydrates exactly. If I do, that's amazing. But if I don't, as long as I'm hitting as close to the calorie goal and as close to the protein goal as I can, I am still making progress and seeing results in terms of building muscle and strength. So I track everything in MyFitnessPal, and I don't know if I do this in the most logical way. A lot of people, if you want to be like a really good planner about this, you would enter all your meals in ahead of time, and that way you sort of know and have it mapped out for you, ready to go. There's a lot less thinking involved. I really should do that, but I don't. I eat similarly every single day, so I kind of know like how much egg whites I need to put into this meal to hit the protein goal, like that kind of thing. But I also just eat what's in the fridge. So I usually just like weigh out my serving and then enter it in after the fact. And if I find I'm a little bit behind in my protein goal for that day, then I'll have like some extra cottage cheese, or that's when I'll supplement with a protein shake, that type of thing. So I am going to have lunch. I made a super high protein chicken soup with bone broth and extra chicken last night. We can flash back to that. And we have bread in the house, so I'm definitely having toast. So for lunch yesterday, I made a super high protein homemade chicken soup. I can leave the recipe in the description below for you guys, but this is pretty well it. I also entered the recipe into MyFitnessPal, so it's really easy for me to just enter it in so I can track my macros and I can figure out what the serving is. But essentially, I made the soup with 1 box of chicken stock, 1 box of chicken bone broth, which is higher protein, carrots, celery, white onion. I would have preferred a yellow onion. Garlic to your heart's content, and 4 bone-on, skin-on chicken thighs. And I basically cooked that soup all day long to get all the flavors going. And then towards the end, I added 1 more chicken breast to add extra protein that I shredded in there, and some potatoes for extra carbs. So this is a really hearty, heavy duty soup. It's going to be great moving into wintertime. And it was actually quite the meal. And we don't have a toaster in this apartment. We decluttered our toaster. I don't know why. I don't remember why, but we just decided that we didn't want it anymore. So I am making toast on the stove, which is probably not good for my electricity bill, but it still turned out really good. And I am a huge fan of bread and butter. I know it might be a little unhinged to put cold butter on hot bread, but I like it that way. I don't know. I prefer it. I also ended up having this leftover kale salad from a takeout dinner that we ordered, but I was actually so full from that soup. It was really heavy duty, so I ended up eating that later. There's a lot of chicken in this chicken soup. Also, it's time to fill up the giant mug. This holds 1.2 liters of water, 1,200 mils, and I try to drink at least 2 of them a day. Honestly, the straw makes all the difference. What I am going to do, since I had my lunch, is enter that into my FitnessPal. So I find tracking my macros almost the same habit as tracking my budget. I've gotten into the habit in general of updating my budget within the first 30 minutes to an hour of making the transaction. Otherwise, I feel like they tend to run away from me, and then I just find I'm spending more time tracking my finances than I want to. I think collectively, tracking my spending and my entire budget for the month, when I do it this way, if you put it all together, it really takes less than an hour, maybe a few hours. So that's why I do it. That's why I'm in the habit of tracking my money like that. And so with my macros, very, very similar. I have that chicken soup recipe saved in my FitnessPal, so I can pretty much just enter 1 serving of that. 16 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and 25 grams of protein. And then that bread. Okay, so we're pretty good for lunch. I've had about 70 grams of protein so far, 90 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat. So I'm gonna film some TikToks now, and I'll see you back when it's snack time. Listen to those sirens. They are big city sounds. So my brain is way too shut off to film any content right now. I've been having a really hard time sort of keeping up with anything other than YouTube lately. Trying not to be hard on myself about it, but I need to get some editing done. That's kind of more the priority right now. I am feeling a little snacky, so I am going to have an apple and 2 Baby Bells. One of my favorite snacks are these low-fat Baby Bells. I get them from Costco. It is the most affordable way to get them. Otherwise, they are ridiculously expensive for how few pieces you actually get if you go to a traditional grocery store. So pro tip, get these from Costco. So 2 pieces of this cheese is 10 grams of protein. So I like to have about 2 of these within 1 serving, and then I like to combine it with something with a little bit more fiber and carbohydrates. In today's case, a Macintosh apple, because it's apple season. My favorite apples in apple season, hands down. And this was a really just simple, quick, satisfying snack to take a break. So it's about 5 o'clock. I've been editing for maybe an hour, hour and a half. I am feeling snacky again, but it's not quite time for dinner. I'm gonna start cooking dinner around maybe 7. So I'm just going to have another snack, and I'm being super lazy, and I'm just gonna have a protein bar. I want something sweet and chewy and yeah. I know, it's processed. I get it. It's synthetic. It's fake. But in a pinch, it's good. This one, 21 grams of protein. So this is a recipe that we have been making for years. I will leave the original recipe blog post linked down below in the description, but it is a baked honey lime sriracha, how Canadian did that sound? It's a baked honey lime sriracha salmon. And it's really easy. A lot of the ingredients are things that you probably already have in your cupboard. So it is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1/3 of a cup of honey, 1/3 of a cup of sriracha. You can use less if you don't like spice, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 to 2 limes, and I have substituted lemons in the past, 2 tablespoons of butter, salt, and pepper, and then parsley to top it off at the end. So you basically melt all of the ingredients in to make a sauce, and you cook it and reduce it down so it becomes a little bit thicker. It takes about 15 minutes. Pour it all over the salmon. You cook it for 15 minutes at 425. Hit it with the broiler for another 5 minutes and you're good to go. It might set your fire alarm off. As a side, we always tend to cook rice with this. Right now we have brown rice, which takes a lot longer, so you have to figure out the timing, but normally we'll use basmati rice, which takes like 10 minutes. And then it's always really great with a side of steamed vegetables. Today I am using frozen broccoli that we got from Costco, but other days you can do green beans, asparagus, salad. This fish just goes so well with everything. And it makes enough for leftovers. Got my lunch tomorrow. So it's about 8 o'clock. I'm a little bit short on my protein, so I am supplementing with a shake. I just mix it with water. It actually tastes pretty decent, so just getting that in. I try not to do both a protein bar and a shake in the same day, but that's kind of just how it turned out today. But yeah, that's everything. And I'll put my macros for today on the screen. We pretty much nailed them. And I'm gonna do it all over again tomorrow with different foods, except for dinner because I have leftovers. But yeah, let me know if you like this video, if you wanna see more, if you wanna see what I eat in a week to get a better sense. This is a pretty realistic representation of what I've been eating lately to reach my goals at the gym. So let me know if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll try to get to them. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. As always, see you next Sunday, guys. Bye.